What's up, you guys? Welcome to Postgame Live here on DreArea Sports. The Niners had a fantastic win today against the New York Jets. They win by the score of 32-19. An absolutely dominant performance by the San Francisco 49ers. There really wasn't a phase of the game that they didn't dominate in. The only time the Jets defense looked good was the Niners' first possession, and I think their second possession as well. Kind of early in the game, they looked really good, but as the game went on, they just completely fucking fell apart, and they couldn't hold it together. Guys, what did you think of this win? 32-19, 49ers, week one. Daniel, I'll start with you.
Hey man, go Niners! I thought they looked really good throughout the game. They came out hitting hard. They had Rodgers came out throwing bullets at first. He wasn't getting much pressure on him, but they quickly made the adjustments and really started stopping Breece Hall. And that was the big thing, is to stop Breece Hall and establish the run game. And they did, man. Freaking Jordan Mason tore it up tonight.
Yeah. He really did. He absolutely dominated. Look at Aaron Rodgers look confused. He's like, I don't understand.
Yeah, but it was a great game, man. Niners played awesome. They capitalized on turnovers, and it was just great to see. Great start to the season.
Yeah. All right, Dre, what'd you think of the game? I know you had to watch it in warp speed, but how was the game for you?
Oh no, I actually got to sit down and enjoy it with my oldest son, Aiden. We got to watch the whole thing with me. So again, great win. We really took it to them. We seemed really poised tonight. Especially after the first two series, like you said, it seemed they seemed to lock in after that. I'm going to compare it to like when my two boys actually fight. The older brother kind of bullied the younger brother in this matchup. Niners being the older brother, Jets being the younger brother.
Yeah.
I saw the defense pretty much moving guys off the ball. The interior defensive lineman, I thought Malik Collins, Javon Hargrave had really good games.
Yes.
Applying pressure up the middle, allowing the edge rushers, Nick Bosa and Leonard Floyd, to do their work. Again, not really much results, but you could tell the effects it had on Aaron Rodgers, getting him off his game, getting him off his rhythm at times. They seemed out of sorts on offense at times, and that's just due to the front seven applying pressure. The back end obviously did what they needed to do in order to shut down the receivers for the most part. Garrett Wilson's going to do his thing every now and then. So is Breece Hall. He had a few good runs, but other than that, they pretty much clamped down. On the offensive side of the ball, I thought they were able to move the ball pretty much at will. I know C.J. Mosley went out for the time, and they lost a little bit of momentum up the middle, and I think the Niners were able to establish the run game after that, and they never looked back. Jordan Mason, I think we can all agree that he is looking like the featured number 2 back, and we can actually take a sigh of relief knowing that Christian McCaffrey can sit back, relax, get healthy. We need him 100% in order to make a playoff run and get to where we want to go to. So I think J.P. Mason, obviously the MVP of this game, over 120 yards, a couple touchdowns, a couple of catches as well too, and just looked like he belonged, obviously. So a great overall win, and I'm excited to continue this momentum into next week.
Absolutely. I mean, guys, we have 10 watching right now. Make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Join the Patreon down below in the description if you want to support the channel. But when we look at the numbers of this game, it really shows how much they dominated against the Jets. Right here, we're looking at Brock Purdy, 19 of 29 for 231 yards. He should have had a touchdown that Brandon Ayuk dropped. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? All that talk, and you dropped the fucking... all that money. I was like, come on, man. You got to make that fucking catch. Yeah. But anyway, he had 2 drops. And last year, I want to say he had 2 drops all of last year. So he already matched his total of last year. I was like, come on, man. But he showed some signs of rust, and that was expected.
Absolutely.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers, 13 of 21 for 167, a touchdown and a pick. 82.8 passer rating. Brock Purdy had 89.9 passer rating. Breece Hall ran for 54 yards. His longest was a 16-yarder. He also had a fumble. That was a great play by Fred Warner. And then J.P. Mason just completely dominated, 28 rushes or 28 attempts for 147 yards and a touchdown. Not only that, but Mason also had a catch. He had one catch for 5 yards. Fuck it, why not? So that was really good. And receiving wise, sort of what we saw from some of the better quarterbacks, he spread the ball around. He got 4 catches to Kittle, 5 catches to Debo, and 5 catches to Juwan Jennings, who actually had a monster game in terms of moving the chains and getting the first downs. I love what I saw from Juwan Jennings.
Yeah.
He looked like his favorite receiver tonight. They've actually have made quite a rapport themselves too. And obviously with the absence of Brandon Ayuk, I guarantee Juwan Jennings is getting those extra reps and continuing to build on that chemistry he has with Brock Purdy. It was obviously evident tonight with their chemistry. So great job to Juwan Jennings, kind of always the unsung hero.
Yeah, he looked great. He caught some really nice passes, and he used his height at times, and
his size.
he's pretty swifty when he gets the ball. He knows where the defenders are at, and he can he just has a way to kind of push forward a little bit. He's long guy. Yeah, he was really good tonight.
This is also good too when you look at the number of tackles defensively. You're seeing multiple tackles from Leonard Floyd, Malik Collins, Javon Hargrave. Obviously, tackles from Fred Warner. So the guys up front were making plays. Nick Bosa had a couple tackles as well. And so they were very active on the defensive line.
I thought they played great as a whole unit from the back end to the front seven. They seemed to be in sync, communicating all night, and they just looked prepared and looked ready. And you got to give credit to Nick Sorensen, the head coach, defensive coordinator, had this team ready and prepared tonight, and really had their way with the offensive line, who at times just seemed out of sorts and didn't know where the pressure was coming from. And a lot of the times it was just a 4-down rush, and we were just still able to apply the pressure.
Well, and we talked about last night how the Jets defensive line and defense in general was ranked 25th in run defense last year, and it showed. They couldn't stop the run. They were opening up massive holes. I thought Dominic Pooney looked phenomenal out there in his first regular season game. I thought he was able to get to the second level multiple times. His pass coverage looked great. I really believe that this guy is going to make this line so much better. Because not only do you have, Trent Williams and Aaron Banks, but now you have Pooney on the other side, who just really opens things up. And you saw that a lot. You saw them running to the right side. I felt like a lot more than the left. Now, I could be wrong, but it just kind of felt that way. And, that's the same side that has McKivitz, who, is probably our weakest link between him and Brendel. But
he played solid tonight, too.
He did.
For the most part.
Yeah, he only had 2 penalties.
He only had 2 penalties. But overall, though, I mean, J.P. Mason completely dominated this game, and the O-line. I mean, they just kind of had their way with the Jets' defensive line, who really didn't get much pressure on the quarterback, couldn't stop the run, and then of all the things, we talk about how the Jets secondary is really, really good. What the hell happened to Sauce Gardner? He took that shot to the shoulder, and he was like, I said, I'm out. I think he came back in the second half, but he sat out the rest of the first half, and they even kind of called him out during the broadcast. They were like, yeah, he's out right now, and according to the coaching staff, he doesn't have an injury. He's just choosing not to go back in. It was like, wait, what?
He got bullied by Big Bad Debo is what happened. Didn't want to come in for a couple plays. But, they pretty much had their way with the offense today, and it was good to see all the at least for the most part, Aaron Rodgers looked to be a little bit out of sync. As granted, his first game back, coming back from the Achilles injury, but definitely looked his age at times.
Oh yeah, and of course, David. Yes, Jake Moody was 6 for 6. He was banging field goals, even banging them off the post. I was like, damn, dude, this guy. He played great, and this is the first time until he misses. This is the first time where I never felt nervous when Jake Moody came up to kick. I was like, you know what, he's gonna hit this, because he hit him in the fucking Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, he had a phenomenal game. Give him his credit. 6 for 6. That's a great game. That 53-yarder, like you said, banked off the left-hand side of the field goal post. But no, he's obviously kicking with a lot of great confidence, and that's going to be huge down the line in those close games down in the playoffs if we get to the playoffs as well. So having that in the back pocket is very reassuring for this Niners team.
Absolutely.
Well, and if you're a Jets fan, you got to be concerned too, because look, I mean, you're going against the Niners right now. The Niners are a fucking powerhouse team. I mean, as long as they're healthy, they're almost unstoppable. And they looked it today. They looked the part. It was like, oh my God, this team is in a different level than where the Jets are at right now. And the Jets, you thought, well, they had the number 3 ranked defense last year. I thought they would have made a bigger presence defensively. And I felt like the first 2 possessions the Niners had, they were having a hard time getting the ball to the receivers. A lot of batted passes, a lot of broken up passes. But then as the game went on, all of a sudden they just started finding holes in that defense left and right. Jennings across the middle. Kyle Juszczyk was wide open down the left side. He was even wide open on another play that he didn't see him on, in which he probably could have scored. Mason had a 17-yard running touchdown get called back, so that would have only added to not only the score but his overall yardage totals. Yeah. If you counted that touchdown along with, let's say, the Brandon Ayuk touchdown, this score could have been a lot bigger.
Oh, definitely.
And I feel bad because earlier in the week, I kept saying, and even last week as well, I kept saying that my final score prediction was going to be 31-21. And then as it got closer to the game, I got a little nervous, and I thought, you know what? The Jets have a really good defense. Let's go 24-21. If I would have stayed with that score, the final score was 32-19. I was so close. I was like, damn, so close.
I think David called it. He said 31-13 or something like that. I think.
Yeah.
He got.
If they would have got that 2-point conversion, it would have been 32-21. I was like, oh, I would have been off by 1 point. It's incredible.
Oh, that's good.
But they really dominated this game. It really wasn't close, especially once you got past the third quarter. It was like, okay, going into the fourth, you thought the only way the Jets are going to win is if the Niners collapse and they just get really lucky. I mean, it wasn't going to happen. Aaron Rodgers looked good at times, but at times he looked kind of stiff, not really confident with the players around him. And the other thing, too, was that it felt like in the second half especially that Garrett Wilson just sort of disappeared. You stopped seeing those catches that he was making in that drive when the Jets scored that touchdown. He was getting the ball to Wilson. He probably had 3 to 4 catches that drive. He ended the game with 6 catches. So it's almost like
It was funny because after that touchdown that Aaron Rodgers threw to Lazard on that, was it like a false start or offsides? It was a broken play. And then after that, you can tell that Aaron Rodgers decided to go to Lazard a lot more after that play. And Garrett Wilson didn't really have an impact, in the second half. He was pretty invisible, but just, kind of speaking about Jordan Mason and the O-line, you talked a little bit about, these players that are out there for the Niners. They created such huge gaps that Mason was able to run through them, but that dude has vision. He was seeing the second gap, the third lane, stuff that you don't see out of your average running back. The guy has something about him that you see it. You watch enough football, you can see something like that. I'm hoping he continues with that, that level of play, because he's going to need to, because he played his ass off today, and that O-line did an incredible job.
Well, they were talking. They were talking about how the Niners lead the league in undrafted rookie or undrafted running backs coming in and pretty much making a name for themselves with their play style, and it's that Bobby Turner vision, that one cut and hit the hole. And pretty much that punishing style as well too fits into how JP is running the ball right now. Just his confidence, you can see it. He's a total different running back from last year when you already started to see flashes of this. So now he's really been able to work in the offseason and really working with Bobby Turner, the running backs coach, and probably getting, some one-on-one with Christian McCaffrey, and it's all good for him, and this is all positive, and he's making a name for himself, and who knows if he's probably looking for a contract. If not with us, definitely there's going to be some teams calling for his services.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
I think
primed.
so. I mean, he had great vision. They talked about how the Shanahans like to find these guys who can make the one cut and then go. And he was doing that a lot. He'd make the one cut and find the hole, and then he would hit it. And not only that, but it felt like Dominic Pooney was opening up more holes on the right side. And then, of course, you had Banks and Trent Williams opening up holes on the left side. But by going to the right, it helped them kind of open things up. And I really like what I saw. There was a pass in, I want to say, the second quarter. Yeah, it's at the end of the second quarter that Brock Purdy made to Brandon Ayuk. And Ayuk dove for it, didn't make the catch, which is like, bro, we just paid you all this fucking money. You got to make that catch. But I think what gets overlooked is that Brock Purdy dropped a fucking dime.
Oh, yeah.
And just because of that, I'll probably hit with copyright, but fuck it, whatever. I want to show you this video right here. This is from the broadcast. This one, it has this is the Manning brothers and Bill Belichick. So go ahead and check this out.
Jennings. Oh, what a throw.
They both said, "Oh, what a throw!"
Yeah,
that was a dime.
That was only he could have caught that ball.
Oh,
no one else.
Let me see, where is it?
Only he should have caught that ball.
Yeah.
45 years old, my age. You're not catching balls from your quarterback. Get signed. Get in camp.
And so Peyton Manning started talking about the whole Brandon Ayuk holdout, and he had a lot to say about it. But when you look at this pass, oh god damn!
No, it was on the money.
It was on the money.
On the
It
money.
was a straight up dime.
Let me see if I can get the original.
He had a couple really nice touch throws where even the pocket was collapsing. He was just sitting there as everybody's surrounding him, and he was still delivering, even a slightly off balance too. This kid has tremendous talent, and it's time to put this whole thing to bed. What up, Felix?
Yeah, no, he made some really nice throws throughout the whole game, but he hit Ayuk on another crossing route that it was just such a hard throw to make, and he did it like off his back foot, and it was just a beautiful throw to the left sideline. I mean, it was really nice toss, and thank God you caught that one because we needed that first down.
So let's hear what Peyton Manning had to say about the holdout and Brandon Ayuk and what he did. I thought this was really good.
Oh, what a throw.
If you're watching this live,
Ayuk,
you'll be able to see
rusty,
this.
Pate. You know, he's missed all training camp.
Hey, get signed. Get in training camp. There's a reason for training camp. You need it. We need the reps.
Oh.
Get those contracts done earlier so we can get in training camp. We don't drop balls on opening night.
Right, it's probably one thing catching passes, running routes. All of a sudden, you're laying out for a pass, full speed, diving. That's why. Yeah, those happen in camp. You make those, you practice those. That's just a little rusty right there.
You're still catching balls at a high school field from some quarterback that's 45 years old, my age. You're not catching balls from your quarterback. Get signed, get in camp, and we don't drop the ball.
Hey, but you know what? It's true.
So true, man. So true.
And I feel like when they were watching that play, both the Manning brothers said, like, oh, what a pass, And I think for them, it's sort of, to me, it kind of felt like a little bit of PTSD where you're like, I think these are the thoughts that would go through their mind if they threw that pass and he dropped it. He'd be like, fuck, man, like, get signed, get into training camp. If you'd have fucking been there, you'd have made that catch, god damn it, And that's why I love, because you saw the emotion out of Peyton Manning, and that's probably what he would have thought in real life, like, if he was in the game, like, god damn it, if you just would have shown up, you would have probably made that fucking catch.
Yeah, he would have gotten his face for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he's old school like that. You gotta appreciate that about Peyton Manning.
So overall, let's take a look at this. Aaron Rodgers for the game when he was 13 of 21 for 167. This is a great picture. He looks scared.
Average.
One touchdown, one pick. After that drive where they scored the touchdown, he really was almost a non-factor in the game. The Niners defense was just fucking killing it. And like Daniel said, they were hitting hella hard. I mean, I don't know how many hits was like, bah! You know?
Yeah.
I mean, big collisions.
Big collisions.
Yeah, no, Fred Warner set the
tackling.
tone. Yeah, Fred Warner set the tone early with that batted ball out of Breece Hall's hand, and just completely juiced up the entire defense and the stadium. Everyone lost it at that point. I know I lost it when I saw him play right after they got the ball back. So, I thought the tone was set early, and you could almost see Fred Warner was not going to allow the Jets to have their way with him on opening night. He had the defense ready to go.
Yeah. Absolutely. And if you're Robert Saleh, I think that you take a lot more criticism for this loss because you are a defensive-minded head coach. You had the number 3 ranked defense in the league last year, and tonight they did not look like the number 3 defense throughout the entire game. Early on, I was like, "This is a good defense," and as the game went on, I was like, "This is not a very good team," because they just stopped making plays. And the Jets fans
got worn down. Yeah,
Jets fans did not like what they saw, and Jets fans had a lot to say. This is just a snippet of one of the spaces on X after the game. From Jets fans. Let's take a look at this.
He just did these little dinking ducks. Saleh's supposed to be some fucking defensive coordinator. You fire his fucking ass. I gave this guy every fucking benefit of the doubt, Paul. Hold on one second. I give this guy every benefit of the doubt.
Jason,
what?
Are you in a situation where the Jets are so pathetic tonight that the 49ers fans are actually feel sorry for you as you're leaving?
Yeah, they were mocking us doing this fucking JETS chants. You had these fat fucks with their fucking you had these fat fucks with these rubber fucking gold rush what do they call it? What are those like things that they used to dig with the gold rush? The
pickaxe.
The big axe. They had their fucking rubber axes. I wanted to take it and shove it up their ass. This is so fucking bad. All I had to hear about every day from these fucking fanboys. Oh, the Jets did this. The Jets are legit. They got Aaron Rodgers, this and that. It's the same fucking shit. Where do I have to fly to next to see a fucking win? Fucking Singapore? Go fuck yourselves. I'm done with this fucking team.
Oh boy, that guy had a rant.
Pissed.
Boy,
what do I have to go to see a win? Singapore?
Stadium? Damn.
God damn. Just brutal.
It is what it is, buddy.
But that's the New York media. You know?
Yeah. A lot of it came down to just like I said, man, the O line creating those holes because the Niners came out passing and running. But it really opened up, I think, on that third drive where you saw Mason start tearing up, and he ran the ball so much, that really opened up. And that's why you didn't hear, other than Sauce Gardner in the beginning, he took himself out for some weird reason during the game. But other than that, you really didn't hear their names a whole lot.
You did
after that. They were quiet. It's because we ran the ball so fucking much. Yeah. There was nothing to do over there. It's just guard somebody.
Not only that, but the Niners' run defense was phenomenal. I mean, they were shutting down Breece Hall. He was averaging 3.4 a carry. Wow. His longest was a 16-yarder. JP Mason was averaging 5.3 a carry. That's half what you need for a first down. His longest was 24 yards, and he rushed 28 times for 147 yards.
Exactly.
This is absolutely what the Niners needed. My only concern is that once McCaffrey comes back, that Shanahan will be like, just stay in the game. Just stay in the game. He won't rotate them, but he really should. And we also got this too.
You have to rotate him now. You have to because he really set it up. I mean,
he really did.
What's different about Mason over Elijah Mitchell is Mitchell has done that in the past, but he's gotten hurt doing it in the second or third game in a row.
Yeah, because he's too small.
And that's the thing that I want to see out of Mason because I have a feeling that McCaffrey's going to be out a little bit longer.
I think he's going to be out the first 2-3 games.
Yeah, we're going to get a lot of some Mason action. So I want to see that level of play continue consistently.
Of course.
as a
Yeah,
fan.
no, I truly believe that this is the formula moving forward. As long as Christian McCaffrey is out for an extended period of time, this is going to be the formula, especially if you're going on the road playing against really good defenses. You pound the ball, you run with Jordan Mason, you utilize play action, you get Purdy outside. We know he can scramble. He can extend plays too. Let's not forget that he's not going to look to run first. Obviously, he's looking to pass, but he can make some plays with his feet. He can extend plays, extend drives. But I really think this is how the Niners need to approach in the absence of Christian McCaffrey. You need to run the rock.
Yeah, just pound the rock, and it showed today. It showed tonight that they were strong when they were focusing on the run. Oh, we got an update. Let me turn it off.
Double. Ah! Oh, triple.
Okay,
update.
we have an update. Let's go to that right now. This is a look at the play setup for JP Mason. It was run through a motherfucker's face. This was the game plan for Mason. They're like, here you go. This is all you got to do.
Well. It worked pretty well.
I got it.
That's like a classic Madden, run play.
It is.
Oh my god!
Like a preseason.
And then here's I you know what? I haven't even watched this yet. I just saw that he posted it, and I thought, fuck it, why not? So let's take a look at this. This is Emmanuel Acho. I think that's how you say his name. Mm-hmm. And this is what he posted on X. Let's take a look at this.
Kyle Shanahan is a freaking wizard. This is why the run game matters. Right now, number one is the wheel route defender, which means he has whichever one of these running backs come out here and turn on a wheel route. But here's the thing. The Niners have been running it down the Jets' freaking heart. As a result, as soon as Brock Purdy gives ball fake and run game action, number 21 is like, oh yeah, I'm ready now. I'm about to go stop the run. Problem, there is no run. As 21 is sprinting towards the line of scrimmage, use check, the dude about to catch the ball is sprinting by him like two trains passing in the night. This is called coverage. When you just turn around and say, great job by Shanahan and the freaking Niners.
Great
this is what you call coverage.
Really nicely too. Love that. Love the energy.
That's what he said. This is what you call coverage. Like, oh shit. Like two trains in the night. I love it.
Great breakdown of the film. But
here, one more time.
Gives ball fake and run game action. Number 21 is like, oh yeah, I'm ready now. I'm about to go stop the run. Problem, there is no run. As 21 is sprinting towards the line of scrimmage, use check, the dude about to catch the ball is sprinting by him like two trains passing in the night. This is called coverage. When you just turn around and say, great job by Shanahan.
Oh man, good stuff.
So that was great, and that was a great play too. To see, see Juice get a big catch like that. I was hoping to give him the ball after that and have him score. One thing that did kind of piss me off a little bit was that you had a 4th and 1 on the goal line or the 1 yard line, and they kicked a fucking field goal. I was like, dude, just fucking pound that shit in. Fuck these guys.
Yeah.
But whatever. You know what? He probably didn't want to give him any momentum, but I just thought that was kind of weak. Just kind of like, dude, you're right there.
Right.
There's no way they're going to stop you at this point. They haven't proven that they can stop you. So just go.
Yeah. They did step up their run defense after halftime. The Jets did. They started clocking, I think, on that second drive the Niners had in the third quarter. That's when Mason started running into some walls.
Mm-hmm.
But the play you just saw was in the third quarter. So he recognized that and it was like, all right, I'm going to set these fuckers up and see if we can hit them deep.
Yeah.
And I mean, he totally did. George Kittle had a bunch of great blocks. He had 4 catches for 40 yards. He also had a really good a high point catch that he made in the second half, which looked really good. And the thing too was that, like, when you look at the amount of talent that's on the field, both offensively and defensively, this team, as long as they're healthy, this team is going to be really hard to beat. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, but there's just studs everywhere.
Yeah.
I think this team is better than we were last year. I think they're stronger than they were last year. They're more talented than they were last year. And I think that they're deeper than they were last year. Deeper in the secondary. I think they're deeper at the defensive line. You saw plays being made by Malik Collins. I remember at least 2 in which he broke through and he either stopped the run or added pressure to the quarterback. And then you had Jordan Elliott, who was in there, who's a good run defender. he got through and applied pressure to Aaron Rodgers on one of his dropbacks as well. So you saw everybody. You saw Leonard Floyd get the sack. You saw Nick Bosa being held like fucking no other with no calls, which I don't understand that.
I really don't get that.
And not only that, but then you got Juwan Jennings who gets the hip flip tackle, which is illegal, and they don't even call it. You're just like, why do you have these fucking rules and you don't call it? It doesn't make any sense. Maybe because it wasn't Pat Mahomes or the Chiefs, and then they're like, I saw that. Throw the flag.
No, I mean, you're right. That's a good call out because, there was definitely some penalties there that everyone saw that the refs didn't call. You know,
Tyron Smith could not stop Nick Bosa. He kept holding him. He was just like, fuck.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he almost choked him out on one play, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't even a holding call on that. I'm like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot going on, but that's pretty fucking obvious.
It's blatant is what it is.
Absolutely. Okay, guys, we have an update. Let's go to the locker room where we have some video from Dominic Pooney. Let's go ahead and check that out.
It was real fun. I had a lot of fun. It's a fun team to play for.
If that's what you say after a win, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun out there. It's like he was just having fun.
Playing football like a kid.
Superstars all over the field making plays. So for a guy like me, I just try to stay in the mix with them and just make sure they get what they get.
You got that grin on your face. What was it like to run the ball as much as you guys did?
I love running the ball. So, I mean, the fact that we're able to just do that, I think we had, 37 carries? Anytime you get 25, 30-plus carries, it's probably a good game. So, I mean, it's kind of just like an O-line running back thing. Just kind of put your head down, and the receivers, too, they do a hell of a job blocking. So, it was real fun. I had a lot of fun.
I mean, that's great to hear from Dominic Pooney. He had a great time.
Yeah.
He was badass. That's why. He was
badass.
Yeah, no. This is I think you're right, Andre. I think this is the X factor they've been waiting for at the right guard position. There was just a lot of inconsistency last year and pretty much leading up to this season. So it's great to see a young kid come in here, establish himself early on, get the respect of the rest of the offensive line, and establish himself as the future guard of this franchise. So, great to see the upbeatedness and see that he loves, mashing people. Obviously had a great time and showed his dominance early on. So this is all good things to come, and hopefully he stays healthy and has a good, long, healthy career, and hopefully we can keep him around for a while.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah.
Absolutely, man.
It was what was I gonna say?
Oh, we got another update. Let's go to the locker room again, where Kyle Shanahan is addressing the team after this dominant win over the New York Jets.
Hey, guys, hell of a job, man. All right, fun game. Everybody across the board. How many runs did we get? 37 runs, guys. Hey, awesome job, man. Hey, guys, hell of a job, man. We got Minnesota. It'll be a very quick turnaround. You guys get your rest. Take advantage of tomorrow. Appreciate you guys. Awesome game.
Hey, man. All work, no luck. This is only beginning. Hey, Niners on three. 1, 2, 3.
All right.
Well, we got to go play Sam Darnold and the Vikings, huh?
Sam Darnold. I can't wait to see Sam again.
He had himself a game.
He did.
Not too bad of a game. But what I was trying to say is that Moody had a great game, right? Without Moody, we weren't where we're at. But my point is that we got to score more touchdowns in those kind of situations against better teams that have better offenses. Because if we don't, we're going to be in trouble. You got to be able to score touchdowns, convert touchdowns. I mean, field goals are fantastic when you have 6 of them, but you got to get some touchdowns out of there. And remember, the offseason, it was the offensive players that were having these contract disputes. Trent Williams, obviously Brandon Ayuk. The defense has been intact, and they looked like a unit out there. They looked ready to rock and roll. The offense had some miscues on some opportunities there that we weren't able to capitalize. But I think over time that'll all work out, and still a great game. Awesome game.
Still a great game. Let's go to Brandon Ayuk, who's in the locker room talking about his big drop from the of the Brock Purdy pass. So let's go to that right now.
How much do you want that?
He's all.
It was a dime.
It was a dime. It was a dime.
Yep. I'll get it
He knew
next
it.
I'll get it next week. Good.
It's
He
too
better.
bad.
I got faith in IU. Come on, let's go, man. He's gonna be with us for the next 4 years. So
It's true.
he'll turn it around. He'll turn it around.
Yeah, shaking the rust off. He's gonna get that chemistry back with Purdy. It's gonna be a matter of time. Stay healthy. The contract is signed. It's going to be good vibes moving forward, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they can produce this season and see if they can expand on what they did last season.
Oh my God! Look at this shit. This is from Get Up. They said Jets, Niners, Jets. Are you fucking kidding me?
Wow. Well, I can understand Rex Ryan. He used to coach the Jets, but Greeny. Oh, and Greeny's from New York, and yeah, he's been.
Oh yeah, he's a huge Jets fan. He's a Jets and Patriots
well,
fan.
I guess in reality that doesn't really shock me, but yeah, they're all a bunch of jackasses for picking.
They just don't know what they're thinking. They
Yeah.
don't know what they're talking about.
Damien Woody's probably an ex-Cowboy or something.
They
'cause
fully
also-
underestimated the Niners and the
Years over,
talent we
so.
had on the team. So
Absolutely. I mean, we absolutely dominated this game in all phases, special teams and everything. Now, there was a little weird moment. After the game, they talked to JP Mason. They said, when did you know that you're going to be a starter? He said, on Friday. So then everyone was like, oh shit, he knew on Friday? That's how much they kept us a secret? But then later on, Shanahan said, well, I never told him that he was going to be in the game on Friday. I might have told him to get ready and that this is going to be a different kind of game. And he's like, the coaches might have told him that he was going to be in the game to kind of hype him up, but I never told him that. And so then when they had the press conference later on that night, it was kind of a weird exchange between JP Mason and the media. So let's take a look at that real quick.
Running really hard on the practice field. Did you feel like this offseason you did some different things that prepare you for this season?
Mm-hmm. I did a lot of different things. Caught the ball more conditioning. That's all.
Oh, he's awkward.
Did Christian talk to you at all throughout the game?
He
Any
did.
tips he said that you could share and just what encouragement he offered?
He did. Just keep doing me.
Weird. And not only that, here
He wasn't like that after the game.
No, and this is the original one I wanted to show you. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong one.
Find out that you'd be in the starting lineup.
That question right there is why I'm at. That's why I don't like really talking to media, because you say one thing wrong, and then
Oh, I see.
I don't know.
Oh, he got reprimanded.
I think he did. I think they were like, "Hey,"
pulled him aside. They pulled him aside,
and they said, "Dude, what are you doing?"
Yeah, you
I don't. I mean, look, at this
it's
point,
no big deal, right? I mean,
it's
like,
no
who
big
cares?
deal. I wouldn't even have brought it up to him because, look, I think what it does show you about the Niners is that they don't have very many leaks. If they knew that McCaffrey was going to be out back on Friday and it never got out until the end of the game, I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I think leak-wise, they're very good at keeping it away from the media and from the other team as well. Because think about it. If the Jets knew that Christian McCaffrey was not going to go, they would have changed their entire defense. They would have had a bigger front because they say, okay, well, he's not really going to catch the ball that much, but he's going to run the ball up the middle. They would have game planned for Mason as opposed to Christian McCaffrey. So they're a little weird, though. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, you think it could have been that element of surprise, and that's why we were able to dominate the way we were. But that was a very awkward situation.
Yeah, he was like, "Get me out of here."
Yeah, you could tell he didn't want to say very much. Just kind of an uncomfortable situation to be in. So I don't really blame him the way he was addressing the media. They were looking for some answers, and I think he was trying to be a little bit more discreet about it. So, I mean, I'm not going to really buy in too much to it. So
It's unfortunate because the media identified like an opportunity to ask him a little bit more further questions.
Yeah, a young guy who's not used
a
to
young guy, undrafted, free agent, 2 years ago. So it's like
Mhm.
they're just trying to take advantage of him a little bit, and he kind of stepped in it to begin with. But it's all good. It's a learning experience for the guy. I mean, hopefully he doesn't get all shell shocked like that in front of cameras if he has any more good games.
Yeah, because they're gonna want to talk to him. Man.
They're gonna want to talk, man. You gotta talk a little bit. Just be
Comes
like,
with the territory, comes with
but he just looked upset, and I think they probably talked to him, and then he was just kind of in his feels, like, oh fuck, I fucked up. Next week, Beast Mode 2.0 will be like, I'm just here, so I won't get fined. Oh yeah,
seriously.
Marshawn Lynch used to say a lot of shit. Remember that? Or I should say, he say a lot. He'd say nothing. They'd be like, "What do you think about that?"
He was the worst one. Yeah, he was crazy with interviews. Just
he was hella weird.
And now he's on podcasts and all kinds of shit,
Did you see that clip where what's his name? Robinson, I think his name is. He was like, yeah, the best player on the Seahawks is a guy named. He had a weird name, and then Marshawn Lynch was like, what? There's no one name. There's no one with that name. You just made that shit up. He's like, no, I'm serious. I saw this earlier. I wanted to share with you guys. This one says, Caleb Williams making sure the Bears win the season opener.
He's just there.
He's just there. Okay, yeah. Okay, good job. Okay, yeah. High five.
High five.
He's game managing. There
He's game managing that. Not even really helping.
He's blocking the wind. Come on.
Oh Lord.
But I think that's pretty much going to wrap things up. The Niners dominated this game, so their next game is against the Minnesota Vikings, and that's going to come this Sunday. Honestly, look, after what we did to the Jets, I don't see the Vikings being that big of a problem. Granted, I think we're gonna be on the road, so it's gonna be a 10 a.m. start time. Obviously, you have Justin Jefferson, which you're gonna have probably Charvarius Ward locked up on him, maybe following him around in this game. I'm not sure how they're gonna play that, but that's what they would do with Ward against like DK Metcalf. So I would imagine they're gonna do that with Justin Jefferson because if you have a guy like Renato Green or Isaac Yadam out there, I don't know. All they're going to do is keep putting him where Mooney Ward is not. So I think that Justin Jefferson is going to be a huge issue for them to kind of lock down. Yeah. But they know Sam Darnold. They know his tendencies. They know what kind of quarterback he is. And I think going against the Niners defensive line, that's going to be an entirely different story than what he saw in week 1 against the New York Giants? That was a joke.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think it's going to be a tougher game for the Vikings. Obviously, the defense is just night and day from Niners to Giants. The Vikings do have some offensive players. Obviously, they have Justin Jefferson. They have Aaron Jones now out of the backfield. Addison's somebody you gotta keep an eye on, even though I believe he did go out with an injury. Who knows if he's going to even be playing next week? But you got to play sound defense. Again, we'll run the rock and try to wear him down, and then hopefully Brock Purdy, can do his thing, make some plays, and hopefully Brandon Ayuk won't drop a couple passes his way. So I'm looking for the Niners to continue their winning way next week.
Yeah, definitely.
And I really feel like if we had this type of JP Mason last year, I think it's going to sound stupid, but I think we win the Super Bowl last year if we have him out there running like this. Because the moment McCaffrey fumbles that ball, you put in Mason, and then it's a whole different story. The only thing that makes me worried about Mason is that he tends to keep the ball away from his body a lot. He's kind of running around just holding the ball, and he doesn't keep it close all the time. And I feel like teams are going to figure that out and be like, hey, make sure you swipe at that ball because he's got it out. I just felt like he had it further out there than like McCaffrey has it. So
yeah, even to your point, I saw a couple of shaky exchanges from Brock Purdy to him too, where he was bobbling it behind the line of scrimmage. Luckily, he was able to corral him and nothing, got away from him. But I think you're right. This is something you got to keep an eye on, and you got to make sure you're improving in that way. But no, overall a great performance. But yeah, that's just something that you got to be a little bit wary of. Ball security.
He caught a freaking bullet from Purdy. Forget what quarter it was. I think it was his only catch of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it was very well defended with
first
that
down,
linebacker.
Yeah,
it was a great catch, beautiful throw. I mean, he's
a
timing in that area.
Yeah,
so you can tell he did work on his game quite a bit in the offseason. That dude is primed.
Ready to go.
No, he's gonna have a good year. There's one more thing I wanted to bring up. I'm trying to. Oh yeah, okay. So we talked about, some quarterbacks that didn't play well, right? And we talked about how Deshaun Watson, Bryce Young, they looked terrible. Danny Dimes looked fucking awful. So the New York fans, they waited for Danny Dimes to leave the facility after the game on Sunday. And I just want to show you this because I was like, holy shit, look at this.
Hey, I need $1 million. I need $1 million. I need $1 million, Daniel. I need $1 million, Danny. I need $1 million. Give me You stop.
That's the New York media. Those New York fans are brutal.
Fucking
Just
brutal, man.
Brutal, man. He's just like, he's just
can
trying
you
to
blame
ignore
them?
him. No, you can't.
They've
No,
seen
you
this
can't
for how
blame
many
them.
years now? What, 3 seasons or 4 seasons? They're just like, what? He was the heir apparent, that the Manning supported and all that shit. And he's been a failure.
Complete.
I mean, dude, say what you want even about Eli Manning, but the guy won 2 Super Bowls? He beat the
He's the only one to beat Tom Brady.
Yeah. He beat the mega team of the undefeated Patriot team.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. And whenever it counted, whenever it was a big game, he always delivered for the most part. Eli Manning was always clutch in big games. He'd just make out-of-hand throws. You're like, holy shit. So we'll see what happens with Danny Dimes. I think his days are numbered.
Yeah. It sounds like it.
Well, they got that kid.
Yeah, it's right. They were both against the Pats. Thank you, Drew. He did. He beat Tom Brady twice.
That's what
he
I
did.
said, yes.
The David Tyree catch, on top of his head. That was crazy. But
they have that backup. Was it Danny DeVito or something like that? What's his name?
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Tommy DeVito.
Tommy DeVito, man, he played good last year.
The passing Paisan.
That's it, dude.
Fuck that guy. That guy fucking sucks.
Yeah, his agent.
And then
they did that's right, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Agent.
I was like,
man.
That guy made it worse. But and then the Packers did announce today that Malik Willis will be their starter in week 2.
Wah. Yes.
Oh no, it's not good.
Let's see the play now.
Let's see how good of a coordinator and coach Matt LaFleur is.
Let's see how creative.
What did you say last night, Dave? You were like, "Hey, just go out there and just throw it as hard as you can," and then you got sacked.
Cake. They're in trouble for the amount of weeks that Jordan Love's going to be out. They're going to be up shit creek. I don't have any confidence in that guy. I mean, I'm not a Packer fan and I don't like the Packers, but I'm just saying, man, like they are up shit creek. And as a fan of the Packers, you got to be worried like we're going to fucking lose every game coming up.
Detroit's going to run away with that division if the Packers aren't able to do anything.
I mean,
maybe the Vikings might at least be a little competitive, but Detroit's going to run away with that division if Jordan Love is going to be out for a few weeks or few plus weeks.
Yeah.
But
we'll see how it goes. Okay, real quick before we wrap things up. Let's do a score prediction for against the Vikings. This is a way too early score prediction. Let's just run with one right now. Daniel, go first.
All right. Well, based on what we saw today, I think we're going to be looking at least 36 points for the Niners, and I give the Vikings 10. 36-10 Niners.
36-10.
I mean, is Sam Darnold that much better than the mighty Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good point. I mean,
I don't know.
exactly. If we're talking about what we witnessed tonight and the way the defense dominated, the defense tends to travel well. They seem formidable. They seem deep, like Andre said. And then I expect the Vikings to put up some points. I mean, they got Justin Jefferson, they got Aaron Jones. They should be able to move the ball a little bit, but I think the Niners do get to 30 points. To be honest, I think they get to 31 points. It's going to be a 31-17 game.
Okay. Based on what we saw tonight, I would say the score is going to be. I'm going to go with 38-17. Just
38-17.
Big blowout.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll stick to that and it lasts. Felix says 34-17.
Hey,
so.
You see, he's thinking right around. Yep.
Yeah. I just don't see. I mean, with the loss of Danielle Hunter, I just don't see the defense being able to really make a difference against the Niners offense. I mean, even today, it's like when they thought they had everyone accounted for, you had big plays from George Kittle, you had big plays from Kyle Juszczyk. When Juszczyk's catching freaking 40+ yard bombs,
yeah,
you're in trouble. You're like, fuck this, and then
everyone's getting love.
Yeah, they're like, God damn it, we had everyone covered except for that fucker, and he threw him the ball.
No, and lastly, I'll say this. I think obviously the Vikings defensive game they had against the Giants, obviously that's a little bit of a mirage with what the Giants are putting out year to year, at least the last couple of years. So I expect this to be a pretty dominating game on both sides of the ball for the Niners. They should be able to have their way with them on both sides of the ball.
All right. Well, guys, that's going to do it for Postgame Live. Niners win. What was the fucking score again? The Niners win 32-19. Completely whooped ass.
Yes,
whooped ass on the Jets.
Yeah.
Loved every second of it. And I think they're going to do it again on Sunday. Now, granted, they're flying, almost cross country. They're going to Minnesota. It's an early game. They're on the road.
Yeah.
It's going to be loud in Minnesota, so they're going to have to play with that. But I think this team is too talented to lose to a team like Minnesota this year.
Yeah,
I really do.
They are the inferior team, so.
Go Niners, man.
Go Niners, baby.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
I don't have an outro to match the intro, so we'll just roll with this one. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.